It's time for Inside the Patch with your Las Vegas Raiders. Here's Gnarley Charley.
Welcome back to Inside the Patch. And when you have a guy on your show, his last name is No, you got to go to him because he knows things, right? You're the inside man. I mean, when your name's No, did you ever say there's a K on it? So I know things. I mean, you're kind of a gambling guy, you know?
Yeah. You know what? I hate to even throw this out there. I feel like I'm destined for a big fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you do a great job. You do an awesome job flaving me. You know, you're my hype man. And I appreciate all the kind words where Brian knows everything. And I feel like everything I'm about to say about the Super Bowl, the opposite is going to happen, you know?
Well, by any chance, are you on the platform Reddit? Because
very rarely. I dabble.
Is your username I'm_this_guy?
No.
Well, I'm_this_guy claims to have picked the wrong team to win the Super Bowl the last 16 years straight in a row.
That's an interesting claim to fame right there.
So, but he claims, because there's plenty of ways to make your bets, but he's that guy. And this year, he's putting all his money on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, so he's looking for 17 in a row, huh?
Don't overthink this. The better team will win. The Chiefs have an absolute machine in the playoffs. I've bet against them twice and lost. So I will not be fooled again. He thinks this is his year. I mean, what are the odds to not pick the team?
Oh.
Yeah. That's a huge
that's
thing.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I get some of those years where, wow, would you sneak in Super Bowl 42? I guess so, right? Because we're going on 58. So the first year of him starting this streak was when he picked the Patriots to go undefeated, right? And they didn't.
Which seems logical at the time.
Sure, absolutely. I don't know if he's doing this with the point spread or just outright. But if he said, I'll take the Patriots to win the game, and they didn't, and it started this epic streak, it's pretty crazy.
So what's the weirdest? I remember when the Rams won that one year, they were 201 to win before the season. Is that the biggest one you've ever seen, or has there been bigger?
I don't know before the season if there's been anything bigger than that. That's pretty crazy. I think 200 to 1 this year, it was two teams. It was the Houston Texans and somebody else. I can't remember. But two teams that weren't expected to do anything. And Houston, they had a really good year, right? They go from the number 2 overall pick because their record was so bad. So they won 10 games. They won a playoff game. They had a really good year. C.J. Stroud was really, really good. And they only won one playoff game. So for the Rams to lose their quarterback and bring in Kurt Warner and to become the greatest show on turf, that was unreal.
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about it this much this year. Remember the pinky guy? He picks a team and bets his pinky.
Did he pick your Raiders this year, or was that the previous year?
That was a year before.
Yeah. Who was his team this year?
I don't know. I hope it was the Niners. I don't know.
It's funny if he's just sweating it out, right? Why did I pick the Chiefs?
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, and then you have the whole night before you're saying goodbye to your pinky. We were good friends. Well, what's some of the weird bets that you actually think are not a bad bet? Like the color of the Gatorade, those are dumb, but
yeah, there's one that I saw. I don't know what the odds are, but I saw one. Will Usher be wearing sunglasses at any point during the halftime show? If Usher is not wearing sunglasses during the entire halftime show, I quit betting. I'm just not going to bet on anything ever again. There's no point. He is a mortal lock to be wearing sunglasses at some point.
Well, we should think of some bets that people like. Okay, what's the over under on how many beers Patrick Mahomes' dad will have?
That's messed up.
No, I'm just saying. Will Andy Reid check and see if the coin is made of chocolate? The flipping coin. Doesn't it seem like an Andy Reid thing?
Yeah. What else is on your prop bet sheet there?
Well, okay. What quarter will Jason Kelsey be topless? Whole game, half, part of the game.
I saw something with Mama Kelsey where she said on Today she's probably just going to be in the stands. These luxury boxes cost multi-million dollars. So she's like, I'm probably going to be in the stands.
$2.5 million. Even the stand seats are $10,000.
That's crazy, man. That's a lot.
I mean, I've been to a lot of football games. I had season tickets for 10 years. And it's a lot to go. You miss a lot when you're there.
Yeah.
You don't have the coverage. You don't have the replay. There's a lot you miss.
Yeah.
I remember I'd go home and rewatch it and go, I don't remember any of that. It's like, whoa. Maybe I had too many.
It's being there, man? You can't feel what it's like to be there when you're at home. But I agree with you. There is a lot of stuff that you do miss.
Right. I mean, just the whole betting thing on how many people are going to bet, the legalities of it. Like, to my understanding, you can have a football pool as long as you're not. Let's say I have it in my house. If I'm not taking money to have the pool, then it's legal. Because otherwise, then I'm acting as a casino. You can't be a casino. So, amongst friends, I think it's okay.
Right.
But don't quote me on that if you get arrested. I don't think
it's funny.
It's not like 4th of July, they're looking for illegal fireworks. I don't think they care about illegal football pools unless it's like crime involved. You know what I mean?
Beware of the rake, The rake
that's the one.
Can't do the rake over there,
So
it's funny too. It's from the movie Rounders.
Yeah.
Remember the line where he's like, I can't remember exactly how Ed Norton says it, but he's like, in the game of life, women are the rake. They are the effing rake, right? That's what he says.
Are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember those chips that Malkovich had at the end. Pay the man his money.
It's a classic. It's an awesome movie.
So there's another one called High Rollers. And my friend Sam, he got to be was in the movie at the final table. And Sam is Korean. And in the credits it says, Asian player number 2 or something like that. And I always tease him, hey, aren't you Asian player number 2? He goes,
wow.
That's me.
That's funny. And it's not even number 1.
No, that was like, it sounded lame the way they labeled him. Because they didn't put my name in it. Yeah.
You're not even the leading.
No, his character didn't. It was like he was in the finals, but he was just a guy who was playing. You know what I mean?
Right. He's
Asian player number 2.
Guy that he bluffed on 2-7 offsuit. That jackass. That's the guy he was playing. Yeah.
And he's a good player too. He's a card dealer. But what are some of the weird pools you've been a part of? I've been a changing score one. Have you heard of those?
Changing score one.
So you got 100 squares. Okay.
Yep.
It's $25 to get into the pool. And then every time the score changes, there's a payout. So.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
First touchdown, 0-6, you win. Now,
not
0-7.
7-0. Oh, so it's 6-0 and 7-0.
Yeah. And you end up, if you get one, you get your money back, basically. And then you're just trying to keep nailing them,
Oh, man. How many times just the random stuff where you've got 7-0?
Oh,
and there's a touchdown. You're like, I'm in. Nope. Blocked.
Nope.
Or doink.
Wide right. Right. But then that one pays out. And then the last, like if there's no more scoring, that number gets the rest of the pot. That's a pretty fun one. You got to pay attention, though.
That's a good one. I like that concept. That's pretty cool. And
you get more winners.
You can win multiple times. The standard ones are at the end of the quarter. And I've done that before where Super Bowl, oh gosh, which one was it? It was the Patriots and Panthers.
Okay.
I think Super Bowl 32. Is that right? No, that's not right.
I couldn't tell you.
Whatever one it was. It was 38. That's what it was. Super Bowl 38.
20 years ago.
That's crazy. Yeah, but it was the same score at halftime and at the end of the third quarter. So I won both of those quarters. It's beautiful. It's funny, too, because I'd have to go back and watch, but someone scored on the first play of the fourth quarter. It was like really close to them scoring at the end of the third quarter, and I wouldn't have won again, but they didn't. And so I won that quarter as well. It was awesome.
My friend Johnny, I remember he had it was $500 a square. Oof. And it was paying off like $5,000 a quarter. It was just ridiculous. I want to say it was Denver. They scored a touchdown. He's going to win. They missed the extra point right at halftime. I mean, he was spending the money already.
Do you remember which team they were playing?
I don't remember. And I don't even know if it was Denver. In my mind, I thought it was Denver. But I remember.
I'd like to know. I'd love to know how many missed extra points there have been in Super Bowl history, because we haven't had the 33-yard extra point for that long. Right? Most of those extra points are like 19 yards.
That's true.
Hardly ever missed those.
Have we always had the 2-point conversion, or was that? When did that start?
I don't know, but it's been around for a long time.
Okay, so
yeah,
but I mean, it's just the long extra point that might make a difference.
By the way, have you ever bet on an octopus? This sounds like it might be in your playbook. You know,
is that the one that picks the winner? Is that what you're talking about?
So the octopus, it happened last year. Jalen Hurts did it. So the same person who scores the touchdown, which is 6 points, runs in the 2-point conversion, which is 2 points, and that's 8 points total. Right? So they score an octopus. And so you normally get longer odds, maybe like 14-1 or something like that.
Right.
An octopus hits. It's very rare.
Well, because I know in hockey, sometimes they throw them on the ice.
Right.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, we don't need to do that at the Super Bowl. You know, can you imagine? Someone hurts. They're just flinging octopuses onto the field.
How do they sneak it in? You know they're getting checked, right? You know you're getting checked. So you got to wrap that octopus on your backside and pretend it's a backpack? Or how do you sneak in that giant fish you check out on the ice? You either know somebody.
I don't want to be politically incorrect, but there was something from a game this past season where I think someone snuck in a gun in the folds of their belly fat.
Yes, I do remember that. Yes.
So that's the thing. I think that's the next phase. If you can sneak in a gun, you got to sneak in the octopus in case someone Jalen Hurts is it again, you know?
You got to be there for them, you know? It's only fair.
That is a missed opportunity for someone to score an octopus in the Super Bowl and for no one to throw an octopus on the field. Like,
even if it's a blow up one.
Our game up over here.
I've never even heard the term, so I really feel completely lost. The octopus.
I've scrolled through all the crazy prop bets for years, and I would see that from time to time, and I'm like, what's an octopus? What is that?
Right.
And I finally learned what it was. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I get it.
We made a pool called the Impossible Pool, and so it would be 25 things you could do, but don't usually happen. Like run a kickoff back, safety, pick six, things that could happen, but don't happen that often.
Right.
And we had it to where either team, there were 4 quadrants that were the same, and it was just opposite. And then if nothing happened to anybody, then you get all the money. And so we did a random drawing, you know, not one thing hit. So we did a random drawing.
No kidding. Yeah.
But we were like writing down things. Okay. What's weird? Return opening kickoff for a touchdown, halftime touchdown, you know.
That's super weird now. you hardly see any kickoffs.
I know.
There's something crazy, too, with the opening kickoff. Will it be a touchback or not?
I had that last year.
Yeah, for most of the Super Bowls, I forget the exact number, but going into last season, it was like 18 of the past 21 Super Bowls or something like that. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it had actually been a return because the ball to begin the game isn't broken in. It's apparently just like straight out of the box. It's basically kicking a boulder. And they don't boot it into the end zone more times than not. I'm curious how that'll go this year.
Because I know I had it to where it was the year the Rams won, and I made five parlay bet, and 3 of them happened within the first 2 minutes. I bet on the coin toss, the kickoff being a touchback, and will the first pass be completed? That was 3 of my bets for my 5, and I hit the parlay. I lost the game, though. I lost on the points, but I made up on the fact that Aaron Donald would have more than 3 sacks in that, or more than 2 sacks, I think, and then that Von Miller would have a sack. So the only thing I missed was the actual $100 bet on the game, and all my other stuff covered. I just broke even.
Oh, wow.
But it was like on my
Isn't
stupid
that hilarious?
bets. Exactly.
I feel very confident. This is my $100 bet. And just for fun, here's the 6-leg parlay. I threw $20 on it. It's stupid. It's not going to hit. And that's what actually does hit. That's
exactly
betting for you.
That's the way it is. So it is weird as the Raider fans go. I mean, Max Crosby, I have never seen someone, because it's been media week, and he just rolls into an interview and calls people out. I was like Mike Fierro and what's his name? Sims kid. Chris Sims?
Yeah.
Man, Crosby walked in there and he's like, well, you guys going to try to say something nice about us finally for the first time ever? And you could tell they were like, it was like when Jim Rome and the dude from the Rams almost got a fight.
Yeah.
It was some tension. And then they alleviated, but he's just like, he's all business.
Yeah.
He had an Al Davis shirt on. He said, Al Davis has 3 of these Lombardi trophies. Mark has none and I have none, and we're going to get some. And people were going, hey, Max, who you got for the game? Nobody. Go Raiders. That's been his attitude. All business and all. I want to get a video of his sacks and replace the quarterback with the Lombardi trophy and just see him running in.
I wonder who the brave soul would be if he's like, Al Davis had 3 Super Bowls, Mark Davis, myself, we've got none. We're going to change that. Who's the brave soul that says, better get a quarterback?
Oh, yeah. Nobody in the same room. I mean, he's got reach. He'll catch you and he won't stop running. It's like the great ones. You like Michael Jordan and I'd say Kobe. And I'm not saying he's that, but it's that relentless, nonstop. It's never enough. It's not enough. Hey,
man, I got the utmost respect for Max. We've talked about it before. The dude is relentless. Some people throw around that word, and it's like, it kind of fits with him. No, that's what he is at his core. He's absolutely relentless. And I love that about him. There are plenty of guys that it would have been 1, 2, 3 Cancun halfway through the season. It's obvious that the lost season, they're not going anywhere. And that dude will fight through any injury that he's dealing with when other players just wouldn't.
Did you see his leg after that game? It was like swollen. Like I would have took a year and a half off. And he was in the next game. And he said he hates it because he misses his brothers, but he's got to be there. He'll rehab it. He'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, man. It's like,
yeah, I love that mentality because, look, man, if you give in once, it's so much easier to keep giving in,
right?
And if you are at your core, hey, if I can get out on the football field, I'm going to get out on the football field. If that's just the way you're wired, you're going to be way better off that way in the long run.
I think it's that second chance mentality. I think, he had a drinking and drug problem, and it's something, and it woke him up that you're lucky to be here and you have an opportunity. And it just, it's like Phenomenon, that movie with John Travolta, when he got hit by lightning, all of a sudden he was smart. It was just like, bam, all of a sudden it's on. You know everything now. And I loved his attitude. If anything, watching this, I can't wait for next season, of course, but there is a viable something in the air with the Raiders that I've never seen before. And I've been a fan for a long time. Like, get on board. He said, you might not like us. You might not think we're the best, but you're going to respect us because we're going to make you respect us. And I'm like, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, I love the guy, but that roster needs a lot of work.
Sure. 100%. Yeah. But the stuff that you can't put a number on is people buying in. And, you know me, I'm pie in the sky. I'm Raider full all the time. But it does feel a little bit, different this time because not everyone's going, yeah, okay, whatever, Raiders. I feel like the foundation is that's where it's starting. Not, hey, we're going to add Warren Sapp, who's ready to be retired, and that's going to take us to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's like,
I'm curious what the offseason looks like, right? That's what I'm really curious about. What do they do at QB? Did they get aggressive? Do they make some crazy trade to skyrocket up, pole vault up the draft? Do they get a veteran guy? Did they end up with someone like Justin Fields, or you know what I mean? Like, what are they going to do?
Well, now that the Fields' offensive coordinator is now with Vegas, you'll find out if he really liked him or not. Like, it kind of seemed like they weren't really good together. But Antonio Pierce said they beat us badly with an undrafted free agent. He goes, this guy knows how to coach. I'm like, all right. Well, what else are you going to say? This guy sucks and we hired him anyway.
That's right. It's like, Luke, you saw what happened with Justin Fields. Good Lord, they had that guy for 3 years. He didn't do anything. But who else were we going to get, right? Cliff Kingsbury said no, he's over in Washington, so we had to settle for Luke.
No, but Cliff stuck his foot in the water, and he goes, "No, it's too cold." And Luke said, "No, it's lukewarm. I'm in, and it's over."
Cliff was like, "Wait a minute, which pick do you have?" Well, Washington has the number 2 overall pick. That sounds a little bit better.
Yeah. So I want to work with my guy, is what he's saying, I think. All right, so I'm not going to make you pick a team, but
Chiefs.
Well, I guess. Perfect. The Niners are going to win then. Perfect. All right. So we got that.
My track record isn't that bad, is it?
No. So do you think it's going to be a close game, or is is McCaffrey going to? Does the running game matter? If the Chiefs' running game works, is it over? I don't know.
I'd be surprised if it was a rout. I think it's going to be a close game. Because, both teams have enough firepower to make it close. Right. I think you could say that about a lot of Super Bowl matchups.
That's true.
Like, walk your way through this. If the Niners have a lead, you've got Mahomes,
Right.
If the Chiefs have a lead, you've seen what they've done in the second half offensively in a number of games. They haven't done a whole lot. Like, 2 weeks ago against the Ravens, they did nothing. They had about 66 yards of total offense before the long completion to MVS to ice the game. They really didn't do anything in the second half. So if the Chiefs get up, the Niners have a lot of weapons, man. So I don't think either team wins this game easily.
Does Mahomes invent a new kind of pass? Some sort of, we need a 20 yards for the first down to ice the game, and he's going to do a wraparound sideways shuffle pass, bounce off someone's dome, and hit Kelsey.
Can you put that on the prop bet sheet? Right?
I think so.
Does Mahomes throw a weird pass, right? Like
We're not
talking sidearm. We're talking like lefty, just something really weird.
Yeah.
We know it when we see it type thing.
You throw it with your right hand, the ball's not there, and you flip it back with your left. Bam!
I think we're going to see one weird Mahomes throw.
I think so.
Will be awesome, not
they do
in a bad way.
The circle around the ring around the Rosie Huddle.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's where they did it last time, at that stadium.
That draws Raider ire right there,
Ooh.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That would be bad. All right. Well, Brian, no. I think we've discussed all this. We're telling you, take every last dime you have and gamble it over the Super Bowl. But if you or anyone who has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER for help. I had to say that. They told me to say that. So.
Yeah. So that's a good message.
Yeah.
Gamble everything you own.
Everything.
On which team, which prop you think is going to hit. And
the Lord's coming back today. You got nothing to lose.
Definitely call 1-800-GAMBLER. If it does work out, you might want to give them a ring also, just to be sure.
Now, don't be mistaken. 1-800-GAMBLER is not for tips. It's so don't make that mistake.
Hey, 1-800-GAMBLER, should I take the points or lay the points?
I don't think you understand what we do here, sir. I don't think you get what we're all about.
This is to help you not gamble.
I get
not
all my
giving
info.
You gambling advice.
So you're saying don't take the Chiefs? Okay, got it. That's who you.
That would be a very funny prank call. That would be. Yeah.
So and you're taking advice from her and just no, sir, no. Okay, that's a definite no. I heard that. That was 3 no's. Okay. Nope. No point spreads on that one. No way. That's horrible.
That's
all right.
Funny, man. That's really good.
All right, brother. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll get together next week to talk about, because the only thing I care about is who lost the Super Bowl. That's what we're going to talk about next week.
Yeah.
We'll have that for you. We'll tell you who didn't win it and who lost at the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium. That's what's important, right?
There you go. You're winning one way or another. Either
That's
the hated Niners are losing or the hated Chiefs are losing.
The color red is dead. That's so dumb. All right. We'll see you next week for Inside the Patch.
We'll be back with more Inside the Patch on 1430 ESPN, your official home of the Las Vegas Raiders.